Alright guys, well shit. Today we're going to talk about Afghanistan and the events that took place there this past weekend and how that relates to prepping. Alright, well, for one, if you have any relatives or anybody who you've been thinking they might be kind of open to the idea of prepping in your life and had a hard time convincing them because maybe they think, hey, whenever there's a disaster or whatever, FEMA shows up and everything gets better. Or, the government, state or federal, whatever, comes through and then they'll just cradle me on and won't have anything to worry about. You got somebody in your life like that, show them some of the stuff from this past weekend. Let them know that our government left around 10,000 people or so, last I heard, that helped the American military in one way or another. Helped them enough to where they're probably going to get shot or get their head cut off. When it comes down to it and the shit's on the wire, or when shit's in the fan, the military's gonna have priorities. And just remember, or tell that family member, they might not be on that list. Or they might be very low on it. So don't, now lesson one wrapped up, don't think that just because there is a government entity out there, and maybe you even helped them, that they're going to take care of you. Because the fact of the matter is, you need to be self-reliant. You need to have your own getaway plan. There's a whole lot of people right now wishing they had a getaway plan. Or maybe they do. I hope they do. Really do. Okay, so relying on the government is stupid, even if you help them. Even if they say that they're going to help you. Don't depend on it. Okay, so two. Tyrants. The Taliban. They went through, started confiscating guns because they're the good guys in this situation. The good guys. And now you don't need guns to protect yourself anymore. Because we're here to help. The same people who take child sex slaves and cut off people's heads and think that for stealing X amount of whatever, that cutting off your hand is a valid punishment. Those good guys. Okay. So, your Second Amendment. If you're here in the U.S., hold on to it. Fight for it. Support good groups, Gun Owners America, Firearms Policy Coalition, and don't ever let yourself be disarmed for protection. It's not right. Be self-reliant. Have a firearm, and don't let anybody take it from you. So that was a big thing. Also, supply chains and the government switching, after the government that we installed tucked their tails and ran like hell. Now there's a completely new government coming in. They haven't been running the show for the past 20 years. So there's probably going to be supply chain issues in Afghanistan, which we're probably not going to hear a whole lot about, because I'm sure that if they're going to control your firearms, you being able to have them, and take them from you for your protection because you don't need them anymore, they're probably not going to be too big on freedom of the press. Something to think about. Also with firearms is the supply chain. I should finish that. The supply chain. If they do have supply chain issues, then there's going to be a lot of people that might die of thirst. They might have rolling blackouts. They might have Trucks not getting delivered to the grocery stores on time. The currency might have something might happen with that. I don't know. But with the government completely getting switched out like it is, there's bound to be some issues. So have your own food, have your own water, have all that stuff covered for a decent amount of time. To where if there was an issue tomorrow, I mean, I'm sure that the Afghanis did not believe that 5 days ago this would come to fruition. I don't think anybody thought this was going to happen as fast as it did. So have your basics covered with preparedness as far as what you're going to consume for you and your family. Another thing, when it comes down to crunch time, our government's pretty good at leaving a lot of really cool, expensive shit that many politicians, Democrats, Joe Biden, don't want you to have. Fully automatic M4s, M16s, MG42s, full plate carriers, and radios, armored vehicles with mounted guns on top, armored personnel carriers, helicopters, Black Hawk helicopters, and I think planes too. Yeah. So if a disaster does happen and the military was there for a while and then they just decided, oh shit, we can't handle it, and then left, I mean, might be a way to score some stuff. But obviously, you do you. This is not legal advice. Oh, when people talk about the masses, when people talk about the unprepared and the people who just follow along with the herd like they're told to, who are being good little worker ants. Not like us, obviously, not like my subscribers. You guys are in much better positions and with much better mindsets. But when it comes to the horde, the herd, all those dudes running up, jumping onto our aircraft, trying to take off with it, who ended up falling to their deaths, you don't want to be one of those people. That's why we prepare. Because maybe some people who already had some preps together, maybe had a backup plan, maybe had relatives over the border, maybe they were able to get out. But guys, those are just a couple of talking points that I had on what happened in Afghanistan and how it relates to prepping for us. And another thing, when people say that, oh, you don't need Second Amendment, oh, that's the police are for. Point to Afghanistan. Because the Taliban ran through the military there almost without any shots being fired. Like, the Afghan military dropped their guns faster than the French did in World War II. The big green machine is not invincible. And these were a bunch of guys with 5th grade educations, flip-flops, and old rifles. Just something to keep in mind. So guys, if you liked the video, go ahead, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And don't be scared, just be prepared. No excuses. Tyler with Porous Preps and Projects. Have a good night. Yeah.